Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to this video. Now this is the Business of Luxury series and today we are going behind the velvet curtain to understand how luxury brands don't just sell products, they build empires through strategic control. In this series, we'll decode the business mechanics that make luxury, well, luxurious. Today we are exploring the blueprint that separates true luxury empires from simple fashion brands, mainly through vertical integration and total brand control. By the end of this video, you'll understand as to why LVMH spends millions acquiring tanneries, why Hermes refuses to license their name, and how this obsession with control creates the foundation for luxury's premium pricing. The control obsession. Let's start with the fundamental question. What is the difference between a luxury brand and a premium brand? The answer lies in control. While premium brands focus on quality, luxury brands obsess over control. Control of every touch point, every material, every customer interaction. This control manifests in what we call vertical integration. Think of the traditional business as a relay race. You have suppliers passing materials to the manufacturers, who pass to distributors, who pass to retailers, who finally reach the customers. Each handoff introduces risk, quality variations, timing delays, and cost fluctuations. Luxury brands look at this relay race and say, we are not running a relay. We are running a solo marathon and we are going to control every mile. Vertical integration means owning multiple stages of your own supply chain. And there are two directions, the upstream integration and the downstream integration. When we are talking about the upstream integration, it is moving backwards towards the raw materials. When LVMH acquires leather tanneries or when Prada invests in Italian textile suppliers. When we are talking about the downstream integration, moving forward towards the customers. When brands open their own boutiques instead of selling through departmental stores. But the crucial question here is that why do luxury brands integrate? Why do they undertake vertical integration, whether it is upstream or whether it is downstream? There are three critical reasons as to why the luxury brands undertake this expensive as well as complex strategy. First, the quality obsession. When Hermes controls their leather suppliers, they ensure that every hire meets their exact specifications. There are no surprises, no quality variations that could tarnish their reputation. Second, the pricing power. Integration eliminates the middleman markup while adding exclusive value. Instead of paying a supplier profit margin, you can actually control costs while justifying higher prices through vertically integrated excellence. And finally, speed and flexibility. Direct control means faster responses to trends and immediate quality adjustments. When Zegna owns their own fabric mills, it can create exclusive materials that competitors can't access for years. But here is what makes this truly powerful and luxury. Integration becomes part of the brand story itself. Let's try and understand the integration as a brand story. Let's take the Hermes example, which is a masterclass in vertical integration. Hermes doesn't just make bags, they tell the story of owning the entire journey. They control the retail network completely, no departmental store partnerships, no licensing deals. They manufacture primarily in France, preserving the Made in France narrative. They even own their own leather suppliers. This is not just about operational efficiency, it's brand identity. When you buy Hermes, you're buying into the story of uncompromising control and French craftsmanship. Compare this to the brands that outsource everything. They might have great designs, but they can't tell the story of controlling quality from raw material to the final product. They cannot promise the same consistency, and they certainly cannot justify the same premium. Let's look at how today's luxury giants are executing this strategy. LVMH supplier empire. LVMH just does not buy the luxury brands. They buy the suppliers that serve the luxury brands. LVMH now controls both the brands and the materials that those brands depend upon. And consequently, LVMH now controls both the brands as well as the materials that control those brands. Next, let's talk about Prada and Zegna's Italian network. Both acquired stakes in Italian textile suppliers, not just for cost savings, but to preserve Italian craftsmanship heritage and ensure that supply chain security is guaranteed against global disruptions. Let's also talk about the independent alliance. Even independent brands are catching on to this. Chanel and Bruno Cucinelli jointly acquired stakes in Italian cashmere suppliers. Two competitors working together because they both recognize that controlling quality trumps everything else. The foundation of luxury pricing. Now here's where integration connects to luxury's most important characteristic, its pricing power. Vertical integration allows luxury brands to create what economists call economic moats, competitive advantages that are extremely difficult to replicate. A new brand can copy Chanel's designs, but they cannot copy Chanel's supplier relationships built over decades. They try to match quality, but they cannot match the story of end-to-end French craftsmanship. This is the reason why luxury brands can maintain 60 to 80% gross margins while mass market brands struggle to reach 50%. The vertical integration doesn't just control costs, it creates inevitable value propositions. Now, before we wrap up, let's also look at some of the drawbacks of vertical integration. The strategy of vertical integration is not without risks. There is capital intensity that you have to account for, there is cultural integration that needs to be taken care of, and there is reduced flexibility. When we are talking about capital intensity, acquiring suppliers requires massive upfront investment, especially challenging in today's high interest rate environment. When we are talking about the cultural integration, merging family-run Italian and French ateliers with global luxury conglomerates creates governance challenges and potential cultural clashes. Finally, the reduced flexibility. When you own your own suppliers, you can't just easily switch to better alternatives or adapt to market changes as quickly. In closing, we can say that luxury brands aren't just selling products. They're selling stories of control, consistency, and craftsmanship. Vertical integration becomes a foundation that supports every other luxury strategy that we'll discuss in this series. It enables heritage marketing, justifies premium pricing, and creates the exclusivity that drives desire. In our next video, we'll explore the fascinating tension between heritage and mass appeal, how luxury brands honor their past while chasing growth. As we wrap up this video, we'll leave you with a question. In a world where consumers are increasingly valuing transparency and authenticity, could vertical integration become even more important as a competitive advantage? Think about it and let us know in the comments. And stay tuned in for the next video in this series.